in my head. I don't know how to cope with this. I'm keeping secrets in my head. Or any space you can find. Glad to see that I can help. Make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
Oh boy, it is officially over the hump day. And hopefully you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, did get over the hump. I am simply Butch, and as always, thanks for tuning in on this version of Butch On Sports. Yes, the Over the Hump Wednesday edition. Hopefully you had a great day. As is now, a low front is coming through the metropolitan portion of Detroit, Michigan, and we're going to get cooler weather. And you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, right now, your temperature in Sault Ste. Marie is 64 degrees. Hope you enjoy it for a while. You got almost fall weather. Cooling, refreshing. Just smell the air here, boys and girls. Yes. Let's get on with some sports news here. I bet you just can't get enough of here. The Detroit Tigers are now entertaining or being entertained by the Houston Astros, as for the last two games, Astros has had their way beating on Detroit's Tigers. Right now on the pitching mound is Justin Verlander for the Tigers, Mr. Norris. That score right now, as we look at it, it's the second inning. Tigers are up to bat. For how long, I do not know. And it's zip to zip. Yep, zip to zippy is the score right now. And we'll keep you abreast of what's going on with the Tigers game as we do this broadcast of, yes, Butch On Sports. Can you dig it? Yes, you can. I can plan it, too. Did you know the New York Yankees have signed free agent Trevor Rosenthal to a minor league contract here? It's been confirmed by John Heyman, who I had a conversation with early today. Rosenthal was recently released by the Detroit Tigers, where he pitched 10 games in totaling, 9 innings, allowing 8 runs, which 7 were earned. His time with Detroit came after a disastrous stint with the Washington Nationals, which he allowed 16 runs on 8 hits, or the Tigers did, and he was part of it here. 15 walks with 5 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. What a lovely time. The Nationals really raked him through the coals. However, he's with the New York Yankees with a minor league contract here, and good luck to Mr. Rosenthal there. The Detroit Lions had practice today, yes, on Wednesday over the hump day, getting ready for their game against the Buffalo Billies. Yep, the Buffalo Bills. That'll be Friday at Ford Field. Getting ready. They'll have a no access to media tomorrow, which is called a walkthrough. Yes, the Lions are back to the professional schedule that they normally will hold throughout the season now here. So they're back to normal. No more crowds coming in and watching the camp and all. Just the media and the players and the coaches. So it's a little bit more settled now, which I kind of enjoy. Lions have also announced that they have signed free agent Jordan Lashley, and they released running back Justin Stockton. Lashley is a wide receiver. He comes to Detroit after most recently spending a portion of his preseason with the Oakland Raiders. He originally entered the NFL with the Baltimore Ravens. He was selected in the 5th round, or if you're counting the 162 overall draft pick. Yes, he comes out of UCLA, and that draft was held when he came into the league in 2018. So good luck to him as the Lions are arranging and rearranging. And after this week, boys and girls, we'll see significant cuts, getting it down to maybe 60 players or maybe 70. And they'll prepare for their final dressing game. By the way, if you're asking me, have they mentioned that Matthew Stafford's going to be starting? The answer is no. Again, Patricia has danced around the question when was asked would Stafford be playing or, for that matter, starting. And he danced around that one as well here. You know what can we say? You'll have to wait till Friday, see what happened, and we'll go from there. Yes, we will. We will go from there. Well, it won't be long now till the high schools get into gear for their inaugural season. That'll be next week, boys and girls. That begins early as the 28th with the reserve team, or as they call it now, the sub-varsity contests will commence. And then on the 29th, all the varsity will have their say in doing their thing for justice and the American way, for the reign of having football supremacy on Thanksgiving weekend at Ford Field. Yes, they will. It'll begin annually. The annual Prep Kickoff Classic in Detroit will start the goodies on off there. This is the 15th year that'll take place at Tom Adams Field. That's on the campus of Wayne State University. The complete schedule is as followed. On the 29th, Birmingham Brother Rice versus Utica Eisenhower. Yes, that'll be a 4 o'clock game. Chippewa Valley versus Saline, 7 p.m. On Friday the 30th, Birmingham Grove versus Grosse Pointe South. That's 4 o'clock. Muskegon versus Warren de La Salle at 7. On Saturday, boys and girls, Detroit Catholic Central versus Detroit King. That is going to be a barn burner at 1 o'clock. That's followed by Detroit Cass Tech versus Chicago Window Phillip Academy. That's at 4. And you can catch some of them games. If you can't get down to Wayne State University to see those particulars, on the NFHS network, you can go on the course. You can definitely go on the MHSAA website to find out ways and means that you can do with that. And of course, Fox Sports Detroit will help promote the 2019 edition of Football Week in Michigan by making the games available to cable and the satellite subscribers that has the channel on Fox Sports Go. So you have many ways that you can see those particular contests. I did mention Sunday when I did my Sunday Extravaganza show that Downriver teams would be participating in it. As I gave you the schedule, there are no Downriver teams participating in it, but I'm quite sure Downriver teams will be in action on the 29th, as well as many, many teams throughout the state of Michigan. Get up, get out, enjoy. You know, those kids could be doing a whole heck of a lot of other little things. But you know what? They're playing some football. And, of course, some volleyball's been going on here. And that has happened as early as today. Volleyball season has started in the high school. Varsity, yes, indeed. That has happened today. You can go on the website again, MHSAA, to get those results. Hopefully, they'll have them posted for you there. And also, some other sports things such as cross country and the whole shebang. Go on that website, boys and girls, I just mentioned, MHSAA, and check it on out, see who's doing their thing. The kiddies, the young men and women are having a blast because they're doing other things besides finishing off their summer, because school is here to stay. Some are in school. Maybe the private schools are starting next week. Definitely, the whole state of Michigan will be commencing in schools after Labor Day. So enjoy while you can, boys and girls. The Detroit Pistons announced today that their club's 5-game 2019 preseason schedule has been posted. Yes, it's been posted. They have their first 3 games at Little Caesars Arena. The preseason slates, and these include Orlando on October the 7th, Dallas on October 9th, Cleveland on October the 11th. Then the Pistons hit the road to go to Philadelphia on October the 15th and to Charlotte on October the 16th. That'll wrap up their preseason. That is not far away. Really, it's not far away. The WWE, if you have not heard the news yet or may not watch SmackDown last night, like yours truly, has struck a deal with the USA Network. Their NXT that normally is on tonight on the Fox, or not the Fox, but the N, not the N, but the, boy, I got some typos in here, second to none. The WWE Network, NXT, is normally on this night. Matter of fact, going on right now as we do the show after 8 o'clock. However, they struck a deal with the USA Network. Starting next month, the NXT will be shifting to USA Network. Subscribers with the network streaming the service as of September the 18th will be no more. You can still see that, maybe they'll hold it, maybe they're not, but you'll probably see other programming there. The deal come after USA was about to lose SmackDown, because that's going over to the Fox Network, which, by the way, have been showing premies and promos and trailers and all this other good stuff on the Fox Network, that the WWE is coming to Fox. Oh, a big thing here. That's on a Friday night, boys and girls, in October. Of course, I'm quite sure this move was done because, yes, indeed, the AEW, the Elite Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, which is the titles for this particular, they're going to be on the air starting in October. I think October the 2nd is the date, on TNT. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret here. And I've been doing humping around here, and I got, a little connection up in Stamford, Connecticut, which I did give a call yesterday about this particular, which they confirmed before they gave the news out on SmackDown, I understand, yesterday, that this was happening there, and that yes, the NFT, NXT, I should say, was going on the air on a Wednesday night. So that's going to come back. And NXT is not a bad league to watch. I see some exciting wrestlers that you have never heard of do some fantastic things in the squared circle. So you have a choice now. Yes, you do. You have a choice. They are elite, or yes, and which, by the way, does a lot of that good stuff that NXT do, and a lot more. And they're heavyweight wrestlers who are, to me, a lot more athletic and will do a lot more crazy things in the ring. It's going to be given some competition by NXT, which, by the way, Triple H is in charge of it. He's always good at those getting trained, those crazy moments there. So you have your choices there. Wednesday night is going to be challenged by those goodies there. And again, October the 2nd is for the All Elite Wrestling is going to be happening, along with the 18th of September. NXT will be on the USA Network. I'm saying, and this is between you and I, boys and girls, Saturday night is still open. And I'm betting you the 10 to 1 to a dozen of donuts that the Turner Network will be thinking very seriously, like they used to in the old days, have Saturday evening wrestling about 6 o'clock in the evening, a good 2-hour show, and kind of bridge you and get you ready for the next Wednesday on their show that's going to happen on TNT. That might be on TBS. So don't fret a bit. You know, exposure is a big thing here. And they're not only, right now, the WWE knows they are going to lose some shirts as far as competition is concerned. But again, it's good for us because you got wrestling on with Raw on Monday nights. You'll have SmackDown, which right now is going to commence on Tuesday. You have the All Elite Wrestling on Wednesday. Of course, a week after that, SmackDown will move to Fox, which will be on a Friday, which I mentioned that weekend that is clean. So look at TNT doing some things. And also, the Saturday night specials that the WWE used to give, you might look at NBC or, and here's another goodie that's been thrown out to me with my conversation, ESPN. Think about it if you got nothing else to do. 5 years ago, Artenia Dotel, former Tiger, retired, following a 15-year career where he pitched then for a record 13 different teams. That's a lot of teams, boys and girls. However, he retired and moved back to his native land in the Dominican Republic, where him and fellow countryman Luis Castillo, who is a second baseman, used to be for the Twins and the Mets and some other teams, got together. The report from Hector Gomez from the Dominican Today had reported the two big leaguers were arrested in connection with long-standing money laundering and or drug investigations focusing on one Cesar Peralta, also known as Cesar the Abuser. Now, I know this is news that maybe not affect the United States, but, you know, two retirees that, you know, probably made pretty good doggone money playing in Major League Baseball go back to their home country and get involved in something like this. It's pretty radical. And right now, a lot of bad news is coming out of the Dominican Republic. I hate to say, that used to be a great vacation. It still is somewhat, and with many people who can afford it, a great vacation spot. So, again, we'll keep our ears and eyes and nose and everything locked in on maybe what's going to happen. In this particular dealing there, again, Dotel and Castillo was arrested for money laundering and also or drug trafficking, of course, there. That was in the Dominican Today paper that was reported when it was first reported. And again, things don't look too cool right now. They also confiscated, and this was in the Dominican Republic, 4 cars belonging to Dotel. They were confiscated and taken away. So they're not playing around there. They are getting the loot. Or getting the goods, as I should say. Ronda Rousey, if you did not hear about this, had experience, and I didn't know that she was doing a little acting on the side right now while she's not wrestling there. Uh, she had dealing with some bumps and some bruises and some breaks, and almost lost her middle finger. And doing a scene in 911, which is a show popular in the United States on Fox, which will probably be shown sooner than later for probably the next season, of course. Rousey, and I saw the pictures of the boy, and the finger was very bad, was did the scene in one take. From what was explained, she didn't show any pain until she showed the producer her middle finger, and they immediately rushed her to the hospital, which they got the finger taken care of. She said a bolt door slammed on her hand during the first take of that particular day. She was able to finish the scene and alerted the directors and producers, and she was promptly taken to the hospital where the doctors were able to reattach her bones and tendons with a plate and screws. Ronda Rousey is only 32 years old. She says, right now she says she has 50% of the range in motion in just about 3 days of this happened. And she promised to release the full story at her website at rondarousey.com. So that might be posted. I have not checked it as of yet, but you might want to go to rondarousey.com and see if that story has been posted yet, and she'll give you the whole rundown on how that particular happened in her eyes, because she was involved. 8 teams, and we talk about football, that is, the WFL teams have cited and have cities and coaches for a long time. And, you know, they had a turn, their first turn turned into mud the second year. They have named the teams and the logos and all the other good stuff and reconstructing the XFL. They are the Dallas Renegades, the Houston Roughnecks, the LA Wildcats, the New York Guardians, the St. Louis Battlecats, or the Battlehawks, I should say, the Seattle Dragons, the Tampa Bay Vikings, or Vipers, and the D.C. Defenders, Washington, D.C., that is. Only one franchise opted out of their alterations there, but the majority of those particular names they had before and did not change the logos, but one of them did. They did not post that particular team that changed the logo, so I got to go do some research and look at all the logos that were before versus the helmets and stuff that are now. And if I care, then I'll hurry up and get all that good stuff. There's an example here. They said the Dallas logo has a masked man in a cowboy hat. The Houston logo has an oil derrick behind a large H. Now, you know that oil derrick came from the Houston Oilers. So maybe the NFL might give them a little tug there and say, hey, those trademarks or those helmets might have to be changed. We'll see. The NFL will be coming back to fruition in February, probably right after the Super Bowl. The firm is saying they're going to have a more long-lasting commitment with the fans and with the league itself, because they learned a lot of doggone things on the first go-round, which only lasted one season. So they say. I'm done. I am done. And by the way, in the third inning, Houston is at bat, and there is no score. And nobody on the bases. So that's a good thing. Mr. Daniel Norris is on the mound for the Detroit Tigers. And again, I mentioned Justin Verlander is doing this thing for the Detroit Tigers. And as I watch right now at my monitor, Detroit's out there in inning, so they move on to the 4th inning. Justin Verlander's pitching a no-hitter, by the way. So I'm just letting you know here. Hey, Butch On Sports is a presentation of Oma Darling Productions. Check out Butch On Sports on Facebook. Go to Facebook, type on Butch On Sports, and yes, you can get the podcast. You can also go to Podomatic.com. Type in SIMPLYBUTCHTOO.Podomatic.com. You can also go to the gameshow.popbean.com and check out the website there and pick up Butch On Sports as well. You can do that. Yes, you can. And don't forget to remind you on Mondays on ESPN 1400, The Game Sports Show with Scott Nason, Dave McKay, E.J. Russell, and of course myself, giving our 2 cents and what for on a 2-hour excursion that is on live on 1400. Yes, indeed. It was time for me to disappear. Hopefully you all, boys and girls, have a great weekend. And it's going to be a lot cooler in the metropolitan Detroit area. We won't be steamed out here. So, hey, enjoy the weekend. Check you out Sunday night on Butch On Sports. Have a good one.